You don't even have to move your PlayStation now.
That's epic, actually. I think he is.
Yeah, he's recording.
You hit record?
Yeah, this shit's live!
Welcome to the official Butthole Podcast, bringing you movies, video games, and randomness in between. Now bringing your hosts, Scott, the Great Brandino, GAGEsRAGE, and Salamar.
Sup, girl?
It's the movie in review.
It's gonna be kind of hard to do.
Oh, that is
What's up, everybody? This is the official Butthole Podcast. This is the movie in review, as coined by Star Lamar and adopted by the Butthole. This
Gage actually came up with it.
yeah.
Oh, I first heard Star say this is the movie in review.
Yeah,
All
but
of
he
this-
came up with movie in review.
Okay.
And I just said it afterwards, and you guys took on to it. So I'm going to give credit where credit's due.
This is episode number 220. That's right, episode 220. Nobody thought we'd get this far. Everybody said you might get to 219.
And everybody is Scott. That was Scott.
No, Scott said 218.
Yeah,
He
dude.
said-
Yeah.
I sold this low. I said at 69, I'm stopping.
And then he completely forgot.
Yep. Just like most
During the
things in
live
life, paying taxes, filing taxes, paying
wait,
the
you're supposed to
mortgage.
do that?
Forgot about all those things. Just like I forgot about quitting this podcast, and here we are, episode 220.
I just want to bring something up. Just a second ago, off mic, off air, we were talking about who has next movie, and Gage has next movie.
Yes, I do.
Scott asks, do you have a movie? Gage says yes. And he completely undermines his answer. Like he wasn't even listening. He was just waiting for Gage to be done talking.
Which is what I do
And
most
says,
times.
I have a sneaky pick for next movie. And I'm here to say all in favor of Scott never picking a movie again after this last one. Raise their hand.
I'll say
why
aye.
we would give
Aye.
him back-to-back movies after he just gave us that dog pile piece of shit is beyond me. Why he thinks we'd say, yeah, go again.
Okay,
Yes.
listen
Pick
here.
again.
If we were going based
Your
on that
back-to-backs
standard,
are uncut gems and piece of shit starring Joaquin Phoenix.
You're on a fucking slippery slope. That's 2 out of 3 strikes.
okay,
And you want us to just give you next?
I want to make 2 points here.
You can't just walk in and call dibs when you're calling
First
that
of all,
shit.
Brandon, you're welcome for taking the heat off you.
Well, I haven't made a bad pick in like a week.
And
so.
second of all, if we were going based on those standards, Brandon wouldn't have picked since movie number 3.
Well, I wasn't trying to take anybody's picks.
Brandon's bit was good. He was intentionally picking the worst movies he could find.
Yeah, it was definitely
In the
intentional.
heat of the second when we said, Brandon, it's your pick, and he had to click through his most recent app and look at the...
So Brandon's
Look
can
at
be
movies
sold off
available.
as a bit, but mine's just being that terrible at picking movies. Okay, I'll see how
Pick
it
a good
is.
one to get out of the slump,
I
man.
will. I was just about to. I was gonna pick. Do
You
we
have to
all
wait
have
a month.
HBO
That
Max
is
here?
the word.
I
This
think
is
you
the
and
part.
I are the only
Do we
two
all
that
have
do.
HBO Max here?
No, and neither do any of the listeners, so fuck out of here.
I bet you
with
they
that
all
shit.
have it because they all like movies.
Do you,
Alright,
do you
so
have
since
HBO
Brandon's
Max or do you
move-
have a friend's HBO Max?
Yeah, exactly.
I have access to HBO
Since-
Max.
It's not even... Oh, God damn. No. We're done with this. No. This
I
is
do.
the movie in review, and the movie was You Are Not Really Here.
You Were
which I
Never
wish
Really Here.
was Scott.
All right, here we go. This is the being I was the only one that really watched it. Star said he kind of watched it. Brandon completely
I
scotted
watched
this
it
one.
start to finish. It just my head wasn't in it.
Brandon pulled the scooter scoops right here and just ditched out on the movie.
Yeah,
so
but the
if you
only
don't hear,
difference is that Brandon got here today and said, I didn't watch the movie.
Yeah,
so
he admitted
that's
it.
what I do too when I don't watch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
you said that every single movie review ever?
If you don't hear Brandon's voice this whole podcast, it's not a rip
He's
on me.
playing Rocket League.
He's legitimately not talking because he didn't watch the movie.
If you're
So,
even calling this playing Rocket League, it's so glitchy.
Brandon, just give us your review to start things off.
2.7.
solid. Here we go.
That's a better rating than I'm
Balancing
gonna give.
between feverish, dreamlike hallucinations of a tormented past and a grim, disoriented reality, the grizzled Joe, who is the main character, Joaquin Phoenix, a traumatized Gulf War veteran and now an unflinching hired gun who lives with his frail, elderly mother, has just finished yet another successful job. With an infernal reputation of being a brutal man of results, the specialized in recovering missing teens enforcer will embark on a bloody, drenched rescue mission when Nina, the innocent 13-year-old daughter of an ambitious New York senator, never returns home. But amidst half-baked leads and a desperate desire to shake off his shoulders the heavy burden of a personal hell, Joe's frenzied plummet into the depths of Tartarus is inevitable, and every stop Joe takes to flee the pain brings him closer to the horrors of insanity. In the end, what is real and what is a dream? Can there be a new chapter in Joe's life when he keeps running around in circles? And that right there is the synopsis I wish I would have read before the movie. Because when the movie got over, I had no fucking clue what I had just watched.
Why would you want to read that synopsis then? That is written by the person who directed this horseshit film.
No, that's just the viewer written one.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Because I'll tell you right now, they didn't add any of the suicidal thoughts.
If you finished the movie, they did.
Which is what I had
But that
after
wasn't the
listening to that
synopsis.
review. That's
No, he's talking about hallucinations and a twisted web of... what
Yeah,
did he say?
they spin it by in a couple paragraph or a couple commas, but that was 45 minutes of the movie.
Oh, yeah. No,
It
for
was
sure.
a long time. Like, I watched a good more than half of it, and I'm glad I read the rest because it wasn't going the right way. And to find out, it's based off a book.
Yeah.
Read the book.
A novella.
Read the book.
Hey.
I'll never tell you ever again to read a book. Read the book and
That's
still
another
read the
question.
fucking movie.
That's a real question we can have here because we opened up the can of worms. Is there ever been a movie that's actually better than the book?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I don't know that they were.
That's
Lord
not
of
true.
the Rings.
But listen.
Every movie, almost ever, except this one.
No.
Listen.
Books are always better.
Holes.
Book.
Holes is probably the movie that's most like the book.
But that doesn't make it
leave
better,
it up.
then.
I know, but it's like you watching the movie and reading the book are very similar experiences.
Shia LaBeouf is
where
better
that's
than
not
Stanley
always like
Yelnats.
that.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf
I
is a
found,
banger
just
of an
as a
actor.
general statement, that if I watch a movie before I read a book,
You like the movie more?
I don't like the movie more, but I can still enjoy the movie. If I read the book before I see the movie, I'm nitpicking and, oh, that didn't happen. This is different. Why is that happening? And I nitpick it to the point where I don't like the movie. Where had I seen the movie first and then read the book, I might like them both just on different levels, which was the case with the Harry Potter movies and stuff like that. But then even Hunger Games, I read the books before the movies came out, and every little difference that bugs you because you're a fan of the books, you're like, oh, how are they going to... Or Maze Runner is another
How
example.
do they leave this detail
The
out?
Miss Peregrine thing. But not just little details, but like
What you think
character
are-
development details, like why they're acting that way. And obviously in books, you're inside the characters' heads, which you can't be in movies unless they have the voiceover telling you what's going on in their
Narration.
head. But
The inner monologues.
yeah, so that's why you know more reading the books. But The Shining is a good example. People love that movie. It's looked at as a great thing. I read the book before I watched the movie.
Didn't like
I
it.
hated it. And I,
God
Does
damn.
that pull up on the TV upstairs?
Is it?
It must.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
That is hilarious.
They're watching me play on the...
Alyssa sent me a Snapchat because they're upstairs watching the TV. Brandon, when he booted up his PlayStation, must have kicked this over to the TV.
And they are. They
I'm
don't
sure
play
they're-
video games, but they know Brandon sucks.
It's laggy.
Because you're supposed to be upstairs.
So that's probably, honestly, enough
yards
time
away.
spent on this movie. Let's get to our
No,
scores.
dude,
let's talk
I
about
will
it,
give it an
yeah.
honest review. For
so
me,
the movie starts. He's like choking himself with a bag,
yeah,
and it's flashing back to
Some people are into that.
to his childhood. He was
It's true.
He was
wasn't getting sucked off during it.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Well,
was an
some people are.
I
autoerotic
wish he was.
asphyxiation.
Would you have watched more of it?
More, yeah, I would have watched the whole thing. Fuck.
He was a tormented child. His
Definitely.
father abused him and his mother, the one elderly mother that he takes care of now. He also was in the army and went through some shit there, and it kind of, I think he was a police officer for a little bit at one time. It's like quick flashbacks that don't really tell you anything. They're just assuming the average viewer is way smarter.
They seem like
They
cutscenes.
jump-
They're not
they-
sup- but I think they're not supposed to make sense. So you get in that mind state of
This
hysteria.
it's like a PTSD taking over, and we're just seeing his PTSD in his head. He specializes in getting trafficked girls,
Children.
and he's walking home after a job, and a kid sees him. The kid happens to be the son of his handler, and they're not supposed to know where anyone lives. It's all supposed to be secretive. So he's already nervous on this. The guy that is his handler goes to him, and he tells him like, "This, like, we need to get rid of him because now he knows where I live and all that shit."
Angel is out.
Yeah, he's all concerned about it. He kind of brushes it off, gives him a new job. It's that New York senator or whatever's daughter's missing, and they wanted to be taken care of under the radar.
$50K cash.
He goes, kills a bunch of people with a hammer. It's his tool of choice, and it flashes back to his dad beating them with a hammer. So a lot of his killing tools go back to shit that happened to him when he was younger.
His abuse, yep.
He kills like everyone in this hotel, saves this girl who's like immediately enchanted by him, even though he's a fucking psychopath. But she's like, "Oh, you saved me." She doesn't really say anything. She seems crazy too.
Yeah, she kind of has this countdown in her head.
Yeah, she counted down from 30
up around him, and then as soon as she's done, he's there with open arms to save her.
Everything's okay is in her head, like.
And then they do run into some more trouble on the way out, and he's just like, "Oh, just close your eyes."
Yeah,
goes and fucks him up.
Tries to be a protector. They were like waiting in a parking lot for a while. Then they go to a hotel. And while they're at the hotel waiting for the senator, they see on the news that he had killed himself. Or he was found, killed himself. Right after this happens, there's a knock on the door. It's the desk clerk. He gets shot. It's these two police officers behind him. Comes in, one grabs the girl. One gets in a fight with the guy. Joe kills him, but not before he gives this information about what's actually going on. It's actually the governor has this underground sex slavery ring, and this girl is his favorite and wanted her back. He tries to make some phone calls or some shit, finds out that everyone else is dead in his little group, and then gets home and finds that they killed his mom. Does his little army man thing, knows they're still there, finds them, kills. Actually, when he kills these guys is when he learns
that they're sent by the mayor. Yep.
That they were sent by the governor, I think.
Yeah, governor. Yep,
the governor.
Governor. So he does this crazy thing in his head, thinks about offing himself, decides that he like has a flash of the girl and is like, I need to save her before I do this.
Is he giving his mom like a burial? And
yeah, he like puts her in water and then he tries to
rocks and shit.
He tries to drown himself too.
But his saving image is this Nina girl that talks him out of it and saves his life.
So he goes to the governor's house, kills a bunch more people. He's doing his hallucination shit. Everything sounds like it's knocking. He's seeing his dad. He's seeing his mom. He's seeing his childhood in every room he opens up. He finally opens up a bedroom. It's a little girl's bedroom. And here's the governor with his throat slit, laying on the ground. He sits on the bed, has a little crazy breakdown. And it is very Joker-ish, the way he acts in it. It doesn't have the cackle or anything like that, but he's just a tormented person. He rips his shirt off, and they don't really explain that, and just starts walking around with his shirt off. Finally found...
Best Joker laugh. Scott?
That's really good. I can't do Joaquin Phoenix's cackle. That's not bad, actually. GAGEsRAGE? No. Oh my god, he got this crazy look in his eye.
I think you must have sex with me.
At one point, I think he said, "Let's get it on."
Finds the little girl eating dinner by herself with a little like switchblade thing, shaver with blood on it. She's got blood on her hands, but she's just picking at this food. She does her countdown thing again. He takes her and leaves with her. They go to a diner.
This is going to be really bad.
At the diner, she gets up and walks away. He shoots himself in his head, falls down, but no one reacts to it, so you know it's just another hallucination. The girl comes back. I don't know if he is passed out or if he did something else, but she like taps on his head. He lifts it up. She says, "Let's go. It's a beautiful day outside." And he goes, "It is a beautiful day outside." And the movie fucking ends. It's a stupid movie. It was way too over my head. I'm sure there's a type of person that enjoyed it. If you listen to this and you watch the movies with us, I'd like to apologize on behalf of me, Scott, and Gage, and Brandon, not Scott. Sorry, I misspoke.
Scott's not included in that apology.
For letting Scott do this.
Yeah, we're sorry. We're going to do better with my pick coming up.
And if you liked it, send us an email and tell us why. And I mean, I'd agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. So
Yeah,
that's at officialbutthole@gmail.com.
There was like just the scenes and the way they were cut and like the views. Like you're saying, he went through all these rooms and fucked up all these guys with hammers, but you never got to see it. You know, these enemies that you think are so horrible, you never get to see what happens to them. You just see their bodies fall and pools of blood form around them from a CCTV view, or and that's kind of how they directed it. They didn't want you to see action, but to know the action happened.
Yeah,
So
and he's not like going in there John Wick style. He's not going in there secretive. He's supposedly really good at his job because he'll use any means necessary to get the job done. But I feel like if that's what he's doing everywhere he goes, someone's going to get the best of him.
Yeah, eventually
He's just a crazy guy with a hammer. He's not running around with a silencer and quietly taking people out. He's walking through hotels, killing everyone he sees.
He also has that kind of everyman appearance. Like if you were to try and describe his character,
He had like a douchey ponytail.
white guy, long beard, thin. Oh shit,
He wasn't even that thin. When he took his shirt off, he had some girth to him. I was wondering, he must have gone on a hella diet for
And then
Joker.
his stomach was big too.
He did go on a hella diet. He didn't eat for fucking 3 months. Circle.
he's got plays to make. He's got plays to miss.
I got you on that one.
All right.
No, so it gave me a lot of anxiety. I
Let's
wanted
just
to
get
see
into
the
the
action.
movie review. This is
I'm
bullshit.
a straight 5.
5 even?
Straight 5.
Yep, I'm at 4.8.
So this is where I'm low, and watching this, I was thinking about other movies that I given bad scores to, and whether or not I would rather watch this movie again or that movie. And I have to apologize to The Last Days of American Crime.
Thank you.
Because I think this is the worst movie we've watched, as far as me never wanting to watch it again. It wasn't because it made me uncomfortable or anything. It just was confusing and convoluted and way too artsy, and I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't care who died. If that guy would have gotten shot or killed himself at the end, as sad and heartless as it is, I would have said, okay, that's the end of the movie.
That's how it goes.
He just killed himself. It would have been dumb, but it was dumb anyways. But, and it made me think that I might give Uncut Gems another chance in the future, because that was the movie in my head that I was like, would I rather watch Uncut Gems or this? I was like, Uncut Gems 100 times.
Without a doubt.
So then I said, wow, maybe I did enjoy it a little more than I thought. I don't think I actually did, but I'm going to give it a 4.
All right.
I can't go underneath
4 flat?
Last Days of American Crime, because I think I set that bar too low. I think there's probably worse movies that exist than this, so I need to leave the door open for them.
This is the official first, I think the first time the butthole has been way out of line with the IMDb score. And, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
This would be eaten up by IMDb. I could absolutely see critics going crazy. I read the Wikipedia of it, and it was nominated for festival awards, and Joaquin Phoenix was nominated for the best actor at this Sunnyside Film Festival or some shit. So I could absolutely see IMDb critics, the whole nine, just loving this stuff. But for users, I doubt it's a very good score.
I'll look it up right now.
So, truthfully, didn't watch the whole thing. Turned it on. It did not keep me interested whatsoever. Listening to your reviews and your synopsis of it, what Scott read, terrible movie. Terrible movie, and I have no interest in watching it ever. So I'm going to give it a 4 flat as well.
All right. So 4, 4, 5, and 4. What was yours, Scott?
4.8.
So it's at a 64% for user scores on Rotten Tomatoes, which is good. Anything above 60 is
Fresh.
not bad.
What'd you give it,
'cause
Gage?
That means
4,
64% of people gave it positive reviews, but it is polarizing. So it's either people loved it
Or
or
hated it.
gave it a half star, because that's probably the most you can do. And one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Stuck it out, never got better. Weird and
That's
stupid.
how I feel.
I thought Godzilla was bad. Whoever's responsible for this needs to go back to storytelling school. So there, we're in that 45% that absolutely hated it.
Yep. And I think, going with 5s and 4s are...
You got a 4.45
from
was the
butthole.
butthole
4,
movie
5.
score.
So
So let's
do not recommend. And there was no tits.
Yeah, that could have easily got us over the average. But
So we're at an all-time low, which just sets Gage's Rage up perfectly for the knock it out of the park home run hitter.
and I'm not gonna lie, I am gonna go with a equally polarizing movie. I believe
Have you seen it? Is this one you've seen?
this is one that it goes back to my childhood.
What's it on?
This is on Netflix for the next 11 days, or I guess at the time of this recording, 9 days.
So we have all
technically,
week.
The last week we can do this movie review. And if you've seen it before, if you're an older cat, maybe you know what I'm talking about. The movie is Mystery Men. It is a superhero movie starring Ben Stiller and a lot of other actors that I don't know from the 90s.
Janine Garofalo. Frank,
Yes.
Frank from
Frank from
The Gallagher.
Shameless is in it.
Yep, from Shameless. A young Frank as Shovelman. There's some good characters. There's some
Aziz
funny
Ansari's
moments.
in it.
Oh, he's in it too?
Wait,
Yeah.
From Parks
Not
and Rec.
Aziz Ansari. Who plays Apu from The Simpsons?
You're thinking Aziz Ojulari.
No.
no. That's the defensive no.
Yeah, that's the edge rusher. Yeah, you're right. Out of Georgia.
Frank is Asario.
Hank Azario.
Hank Azario.
Hank Azario.
That's what word when I was
This is a
looking for.
superhero movie.
It's like an
It's a
offset.
futuristic.
A group of inept amateur superheroes must try to save the day when a supervillain threatens to destroy a major superhero and the city.
So they're all like Batman wumbies.
Okay.
It's kind of like
They don't have
Vigilante.
superpowers, but yeah, they kick ass.
Yep. Vigilantes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is superpowers. So there's a like a squad and then like the B tier, C tier. These guys would almost be F tier.
Okay. All right.
All right, here we go. I like it. I like the movie pick. We'll see what it has.
I
Netflix.
haven't seen this since I was a
Preschool.
kid either, so.
Yeah, it's been probably about 20 years for me. So
Damn, you're old.
And there it is. That's the movie
my
review.
heart.
I'm just going to go
Mystery
on a
Men.
limb and say it's probably going to be better than You Were Never Really Here.
Oh, and if you have HBO Max, which all of us do except Gage, go and watch Mortal Kombat, which comes out Friday. I'm excited as hell for it. Star, you going to watch it this weekend?
Yep.
Me too. Gage, are you? Oh, wait, you can't. You don't have HBO Max, Brandon?
I'll give you a password. It's not mine, but I know it.
Yeah, Sub-Zero looks cool. It's going to be a cool movie for sure. But not as cool as Mystery Men.
There we go.
And with that,
Go jerk off.
bye. Check out our website,
buy Dogecoin.
www.officialbutthole.com.
420.
We're on all socials at
This is
official.
going to be after
420.
420.
This
Leave
is
us a
420.
rating and review on Apple
Do
Music.
you actually believe it's
And
going
we'll
to
see
get
you
to
next
$1?
time.
Dogecoin to the moon!
Doge to a
Brought
buck.
to you by Blue Collar Media Group.
This is gambling advice, but we're not professional gamblers, nor should you ever think that we'll give you gambling advice that will actually succeed. Because I've looked at my gambling portfolio. It's quite, well, red.
I know somebody else's gambling portfolio who's been a little red lately.
Bet it all on red, baby.
You don't bet it on red. Maybe that's your issue.
Fuck. I got that backwards.
Once you go black, you never go back. Gage's Rage.